to the podcast, dude. It's so good to see you.
Pleasure, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you found your way here okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So let's just start right from the basics. Tell us a little bit about you, Nate, West Genesee alum back in the day.
Yeah, man. Go Cats.
And how did drums become your thing? I mean, is this all started with West Genesee or what?
Yeah. Super young, randomly just took to rhythm for some reason.
That's cool.
Yeah. Just, you know how when you're little and I mean, some schools have this, but we had it at West Genesee where you walk in and you try out all these different instruments in the band room as a young kid, you know.
I remember that.
And I'd try and play trumpet and be like, what is this? I don't know. No, that ain't it. And then a reed instrument like a saxophone. And I was like, no, that's not it.
Oh, I love the saxophone.
And then I do too, but I know that I'm not good at it.
Right,
right. Then it came around to the drums, and music teacher there was making a rhythm, and he's like, match this rhythm for me. So I matched the rhythm. He's okay, great. Now match this one. Okay. Take this hand and do this, and then take this hand and do this twice as fast. And I was just kind of, I'm a little goofy, 8-year-old or whatever. And I just matched all these things. And he's like, hang on one second. And he went and talked to my folks, and it's basically like, we should think about doing some music, some percussion for him if you find it in your heart, basically. So yeah, that's kind of the beginnings. Yeah.
Do you remember who that was? Teacher?
Oh man.
And would you go back to him today and go, thank you?
I'm not sure he's still alive today. I mean, if he is, I apologize. Mr. Sipley is his name.
Mr. Sipley, dude. Because
him?
we mentioned these names, and I said, oh yeah, I remember that because I am a West Genesee grad as well, although many years before you.
Yeah.
But still, Mr. Sipley, Miss Bruce Burt with the band.
Yep.
Man, just.
Another great West Genesee grad, Nick Barada another one.
He was a
fantastic percussionist.
He was then he ended up leading the band, right?
Yeah, or for a short time, and he's gone on to do some incredible things. Yeah. I know he worked for Warner Brothers.
Yeah, so cool.
But he was another guy that just kind of we worked together briefly, and he spoke with my parents, who parents are West Genesee grads also.
We got a whole room of West Genesee grads. I love this.
Littered in this. But he went and
let's go Wildcats.
He talked to my folks again, and he was, as I got a little bit older, and he was just like, I hope that you're able to let him see this through a little bit.
But Nick played what's the three drums that. There's what?
The quads.
Is that what they call them? Yeah. I know, but it's always exciting to, being at the parades and stuff, and back in the day.
He had incredible facility too.
Oh man, I love hearing that. I didn't realize that he went on to work for Warner Brothers. But there's another good example of somebody that's born and raised here in Central New York, and you got the roots. And we had great high school. I mean, we had the senior class. I don't know about you, mine was like 800 people.
I don't remember how many mine was.
Well, you're lucky that your last name started with an F, because my real last name is Motondo. I had to wait till the M's.
Oh yeah,
and that was like, all right, that was a couple hours in.
Yep. Are we done yet?
Yeah, Jesus, I want to get out of here. Let's go. I got things to do and places to people to see and so on. But we have such a sneaky good music scene, and what did it give you that helped you once you left?
Oh, wow. What a question. As far as Syracuse music scene goes, not just grade school, but professional working music scene in Syracuse, there's such a wide variety of musicians here. And you wouldn't expect it from the outside looking in, like, what's going on in Syracuse? Well, I don't know. Right. But when you're, just the other day I went to Shifty's, we talked about Shifty's earlier.
Yeah.
And had some friends playing, and we had 8 inches of snow coming down in a couple of hours the other night. And
that was crazy.
And I, of course, carted through all that snow, and I opened these doors, and it's a room full of music lovers, and I heard things from like the Meters to like Grateful Dead to
don't you love that?
Earth, Wind and Fire, all in one band set, to Stevie Wonder, and in this room full of people dancing and having a good time, and it could be 0 degrees with a foot of snow on the ground, it could be 100 degrees, and it's the same energy and the same love and appreciation for people. And I've had some wonderful sort of I think of them as like father figures, mentors here that still are playing here week in, week out, doing great things.
You know, Nate, I have to ask, when you come back home, which I would assume you try to make it back to see everybody around the holidays, as you're sitting here with me today. But does it hit differently knowing that you're doing this on a professional level?
I try not to think about it.
Really?
That's amazing. It's fun. It's, you know, we always say, like, you know, the dream is to do something you love, and whatever the quote, you'll never work a day in your life, which I think is very false. You will work hard, but you'll enjoy the work that you do. Yeah, I try not to think about it, to be honest, because I like to think about just why I love it, and it's the music being made, the people I'm making it with. I'm not someone that chases any kind make
You're just doing your job.
I just love to.
You're doing what you love.
Exactly. If I can just keep rhythm going, I love that. Keep time, and make people happy.
Yeah, but you're doing it for Zach Top.
Yes.
Come on, let's be real here.
Yeah,
he is one of the hottest artists right now. And I know that from doing what I do with the radio scene. And I've been doing that a long time, and being the music director here in the Q's for what we play and what we don't play. Zach Top is, you know, hit after hit after hit. And I got to tell you, every time I play one of those songs, I do mention your name when I come out of it, and I say, "Oh, always remember that you hear the beat. That's our boy, Nate Felty." So
too kind,
but but you deserve that. You deserve that. You know, without the drum, where would they be? Without the beat,
right?
I don't think about it. And was this your first year on the CMAs?
Yeah, on the actual show.
On the actual show.
Yep.
The curtain went up, and I went, "There's Zach. There's Nate."
Exactly. Yeah,
That's so cool.
It's a well-oiled machine, that whole operation. You know?
Yeah, I know.
You're in it's in Bridgestone Arena, where the NHL team, the Nashville Predators are playing. Yep. So they fill that entire arena with cameras, and
it's amazing.
All sorts of craziness, and then they fill it with all sorts of people, and then they make this whole production and build stages catered to whoever's performing. So
it's amazing. I've had the opportunity to broadcast live from Nashville for the CMAs for a lot of years, and being able to go to the show. You're right; it's a huge production.
Yeah.
And I'd come to find out, in the last time I went, we watched it from a bar down on Broadway, just to stay out of the mess and all that. But if you've never seen it, it's amazing, because it's television. They stop for the commercials, and they say, "Okay, we're coming back in 30, coming back in 10, 9, boom." Then everybody starts clapping, and everybody, you know, and the seat fillers move around depending on who's coming up next and everything. So that was so cool. That's so cool. But, you know, take us, Nate, if you would, when you first got the call to play with Zach Top, how did all that go?
Man, so I had a mutual friend that was in the band at the time. His name was Brett Resnick. He played the pedal steel guitar, and we had worked together on records and in other groups in years past. But he was working with Zach at the time, and Zach had been going through a couple different drummers, and the phone just rang, and it was Zach. And the first time it was him, I'd already committed to something and couldn't do it, and I was gutted. This was this was in 2023,
probably just about 2 years ago.
2.5 years ago. Yeah, and I had something else going on, and I was like, man, I wish I could, but I'm already on the road. I wish I can't do it. But I checked out his music, and I said, "I love your music, man. Please reach out if ever you are in a pinch and need me again. I'd love to be able to help out." And that's exactly what happened a couple months later. January in 2024.
Wow.
I got a phone call from Zach about a week and change before this run of shows he had. He had a run, if you can believe this, in January, a run of shows in the upper Midwest.
Wow. And then, wait a minute, you said January?
Yeah. So the first show was actually February 1st.
I hope you dressed warm.
Yeah. Well, for some reason it didn't snow, and nothing was canceled. And anyway, but I flew into Milwaukee was the first show that I played with him.
All right.
And I'm somebody who's very forensic when it comes to learning music. I have all these, like, I call them weird notebooks. There's all these like college ruled notebooks full of my own weird notes, charts that I make for songs that I learn. Yep.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's just my shorthand way.
The way you do it.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's my own weird shorthand way of
Felty way of doing things.
I don't know if I'm going to patent it yet, but
no, keep it to yourself, dude. If it's working for you.
Yeah, but that's all that happened. I showed up, and I learned an hour's worth of his show, and we played the show. And I think whatever I did was immediately doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Thankfully. But
what year did you graduate?
From West Genesee, class of 2007.
Okay. All right. So you moved to Nashville in 2012.
Yes.
Did you play with anybody between 2007
and 2012?
And
well, I was an
you were an undergrad.
Yeah, I was
That's
an undergrad.
Right.
I was up at SUNY Oswego, and I did work with a lot of different groups.
Okay.
You know, I could name drop, like, you know, just the other day, for example,
go ahead.
Played with a local group, Count Blastula.
Oh yeah.
But all those guys are homies.
I love it.
And
love it.
Yeah, a couple, you know, other musicians up and around Central New York while I was in college. Another SUNY Oswego alum, one of my dear, might as well be a brother. His name's Max McKee, also in Nashville. I'm sure you know Max.
I know Max. Love him.
Max and I are we're brothers. We didn't realize we were brothers until we met each other. But
that's so cool.
Yeah, he's another guy who lives in Nashville. But anyway, where's it go? Yeah, so SUNY Oswego, I was in a couple different groups. Max was in one of those groups, and that was just kind of how we sort of hit the grindstone, you know.
That's so cool. What was the biggest adjustment? You go from local gigs to national touring. What is that adjustment like?
It's always a balancing act. That's the best way to say. I still keep local weekly gigs in Nashville when I'm off the road. Okay.
Do you go down and play on Broadway?
Not on Broadway as much anymore. Once in a while. Yeah, once in a while. Been to the station a couple times. Played there. It's a great place. It's becoming more of a hidden gem these days.
I know. It's out of the way.
Booming hotels all up and around it.
Oh, that's crazy.
But yeah, I'll do local gigs at like cocktail clubs and things like that. But I try and keep as plugged into the local community as I can, even if I'm on tour 2/3 of the year.
So this is normally the time of the year with, I know they say Nashville shuts down about mid-December, the 15th or so. I know from when my reporting and working with the labels and all that, it's like we hit the 15th, we're done. We're done. So, and this is a chance for you, artists like you, performers like you, musicians like you, to spend time with family, some downtime. When do you usually hit the road again, though? Is that like mid-January?
It was this past year. Yeah. It was the first or the second week of January. It's going to be January the 9th, I believe. Okay. Is our next show. That's out in Colorado. There's a ski town out there. They throw a big festival.
You're talking about Colorado, and I am so freaking jealous because on my bucket list for doing what I do and going to the shows and meeting the artists and the musicians, Red Rocks.
Oh yeah,
dude, I saw you played Red Rocks.
Yeah,
talk to me about that because I cannot wait to see that someday.
It's a very, very special place. I think it's just one of those places where you're like, you can almost feel the air a little bit, like after our sound check there, I just kind of had a moment on stage alone, just beating the daylights out of it. Yeah, just feeling the reflections, all the acoustics of all it bouncing off the rocks, just without any of the front of house speakers on or anything, just the rawness.
Is there like you hear that and you feel it come back?
Oh yeah.
Because nobody's in there, nobody's there to absorb the sound. Bit more
cacophonous, if you will. But it's just such a special place, man. And walking in there, the loading area, there's like a big ramp that goes up and
they're like tunnels too.
Yep. The tunnel that goes.
And everybody signs the.
Yep. Yeah. You already know, man.
No, I did, dude, because it's on my bucket list, and I did a little bit of research about Red Rocks. Yep. And everybody I talk to, it's like, dude, have you played Red Rocks yet? Yeah, we were there. I'm so jealous.
It's a very special. Yeah, we had 2 nights there.
It's on my bucket list.
Yeah, it was one of the nights was his birthday. It was kind of a kickoff of our fall tour.
Oh, nice.
And to be able to headline there. I mean, if you can't, like, I feel like you can't really realize it or understand it unless it just becomes reality someday.
How does it work on stage? How do you and Zach, you lock in rhythm wise on stage? I mean, because you're the beat. You've got it going. If you go off,
I could lay out, and he's a wonderful musician. Keeps great time, and he knows exactly where he wants his songs tempo wise. That was something I immediately locked in and just had this instant connection with him because, I as a forensic learner of music, if I had to learn one of his songs for a show, I'd learn the record, the version I heard on his record, and I'm like, hey, okay, here we go. How's this sound? 1, 2, 3. And he'll stop and be like, that's a tiny bit too slow with where I want it. How about right here? Okay. And it's just like he just knows exactly where he wants everything. And he'll start some songs by himself and take an entire
and
verse
you just
by
need
himself.
to,
and I know right where the tempo needs to be, but he does too. So it makes it, I feel like my job is not that as tricky as it may seem, because he's someone who is so locked in with his own rhythm.
Was there ever a time where you and him would look at each other and go, what the F did you just do? Or
Yes.
like, you know, whether he did something or
yeah.
whether you did something, and then it's like, oh crap.
I tell drum students of mine this, it would be, I think one of the most clever ways you can show somebody that you're really listening to what they're playing is to like give a little like spice to some, if it's a drummer, just a little act, like a little rhythmic hit or something. And we were playing one song on our tour over the summer, and he approaches a solo a similar way most shows, and I, right before he went into his solo, I just kind of like had this evil thought. I'm like, I'm gonna match the same rhythm he does, and he did.
Oh, no.
He turned right around and started laughing. He's just like, you son of a-" it was awesome. And it's like, as a drummer, it's like such a good feeling when you go for something.
You have that relationship with him where you can both just go.
Yeah, it's very, it's just like,
I got you.
It's just such a,
my God,
it's
that's
fun
so
to sit
cool.
on the tour bus at the end of the night and be like, you son of a.
Does Zach Top actually ride the tour bus with you?
Oh yeah, he sleeps right above me.
Because a lot of the artists, I mean, depending on where the gigs are, if they're close, like maybe somebody's playing up the road at CMAC, then again here at the Amp, and then they're playing Saratoga, they'll take the bus from venue to venue. But then again, there's been others like Dirk Bentley. He'd fly in on it. Well, he's a pilot too, so but he'd meet his band here.
His drummer is also a pilot.
Yeah,
Dirk's
exactly.
Yeah,
they both flew home after the show here. I know one was flying it, the other was the co-pilot. So.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if we're there, but I mean, it's fun just to kind of get in the bus, and you know, I love that. I think there's such a down to earthness of everybody in our band. I'm only speaking about Zach right now, but you know, the other guys and gals, Cheyenne, our utility player and vocal.
These are the same people that are with you right along, right? Cheyenne.
They all, Cheyenne, her husband Jimmy, the bass player.
Nice.
Ryan Stigman's our steel guitarist. I'm making all these these motions with my hands for each person's instrument. William Bagby is our lead guitarist, and David Meyer, our keys and fiddle player. But we're all just like a bunch of
family
homies. Yeah, it's, you know, we're on the bus after the show, kind of melting from it all and still acting like a bunch of doofuses, you know, and then we'll slowly file into bed and
into the bunk.
Into the bunk, I should say, and sometimes into somebody else's bunk by accident, and then just do the whole thing over again tomorrow.
It's like, whose socks are these?
Right. Hey, you got it.
How is you know, life on the road? What is something that the fans never see? Like what you were just talking about. I mean, being on the bus and the bunks and just craziness. And,
it gets fun sometimes.
You know, but it's got to be fun.
Yeah, it's hilarious sometimes when you kind of think about it. You know, where I sometimes feel like we're just a bunch of children.
You are
having a
There's
blast.
Nothing wrong with that.
I hope that feeling sticks until we're all in our 80s. You
know. Now you teach at Belmont. You're an adjunct professor, which is pretty cool. Tell us a little bit about that, and how long have you been doing that?
Yeah, I started that job in August of last year, 2024.
Okay.
Yep. I did my master's there.
Nice.
Right after I got out of SUNY Oswego in 2012.
So you didn't wait between Oswego because
I figured, you know, I think we said this earlier, I just wanted to apply to grad school, and if I got in a place that was a music rich place Nashville, if I got in, then I would just, that's my sort of professional sounding reason to move to a place like that. So I moved there right in 2012, sorry.
Yeah.
And then did my 2 years, my master's there, and then I graduated.
Smart move. The way I look at it, because if you had waited, maybe you wouldn't go back and get right. Because I have a daughter that's got a teaching degree. She went to Geneseo.
Oh, nice.
And then she ended up going to William and Mary, and she didn't wait. She told me, she goes, Dad, if I wait, I may not do this.
Yeah. I had
go and get it.
Well, you
same
thought. I was
you're
just
on a roll.
I might as well just go do this.
But you're teaching at Belmont, so that's pretty cool. And a lot of musicians like yourself do that, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, I forgot who I've spoken with now and that have told me that, but they say, yeah, you know, when I'm not on the road, I'm teaching at Belmont. So that's cool.
Yeah, it's a almighty juggling act. There's been
I
times,
don't know how you do it.
There's been times where we've, you know, the buses rolled in back into Nashville. You know, we'll play occasional shows on Sundays, and then I've got students at 9 a.m. on Monday morning, and you know, we'll roll into town at 8:30 on Monday morning, and I'm just, you know, there's like all these. Like a meme of a bear coming out of hibernation, all disheveled. That's me getting off the bus on Monday morning, and I drive straight to campus. Yeah, exactly.
Holy crap!
Straight to campus, and I'm in the studio there, just working with students, and I think I get a couple of weird looks every now and then. Like,
so how do the students relate to you? Do they know that you're Zach Top's drummer?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They are very aware.
So they're very aware of that.
Yes.
So
I try and sort of, you know, I'm not someone that looks for attention, you know, so I have a hard time if
I can tell that just by talking to you.
If somebody's like,
love it.
Whoa, what was that? And I'm just
that's what I do. Yep.
But it's I think all the drum students at that school, that's a pretty big music school. I think there's like almost 100 drum majors there. I think they all know that I hold that position. But they also know that I'm going to be fair and equal to everybody. You know?
And you have to be.
Like you can be buddy, but if you're not showing up doing the work, then you're going to hear about it.
Just because you downloaded all the Zach Top songs does not mean I'm going to give you an A for this course.
There's
no
kidding, teacher pet with that.
No, exactly. Well, that's good. That's a cool deal.
It's fun, man. It's fun.
And how does that work when you're on the road?
Yeah, well, that's just it. How does it's
so you got that balance that you need to work out.
Yep. And sometimes, you know, our schedule has been such that the bus will leave Wednesday afternoon, evening, or we'll fly out if we're going somewhere cross country, for example. We'll fly out on Wednesday, and then we'll play usually Thursday, Friday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday.
Did you guys go to C2C?
Down in Australia. We went there this past March. Yep.
Dude, how was that flight?
Long. Long. It's long when you like you just think for like it's a 14-hour
and it was
flight.
A commercial flight, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you didn't get the
man, that was hard because like, you know, you're just so melted.
I would love to see that. And you know, somebody like you, this is an opportunity for you to see the world too.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Doing what you're doing. And
it doesn't mean that after a long flight, you know, it's the last thing that I think any of us wants when we get off of a 14, 15-hour flight in Sydney, Australia is, Jesus Christ, he's at Zach Top over there. You know, like they're already like, you know, the attention starts to build and you're just like, please.
I know. I get it.
We're almost home.
I get it. And I've seen people do that. I mean, you know, doing what I do and all the years that I've been doing this, and it does annoy me. I'll be honest with you, when it's like, okay, look at, dude, they just pulled in. You just let them go, get a little rest, get something to eat, you know, use the restroom, maybe, you know, I mean, yeah, exactly. But it happens, and you have your fans. And I guess on the other hand, you got to be thankful for the fans.
Absolutely.
You know,
it's amazing to go across you know, we'd never done anything in Canada, I guess, but like a proper international trip, you know, Australia was our first sort of
that's cool
other side of the world experience, you know, and we were all very excited, but we also had that thought of like, I hope people know who we are and appreciate what we're doing. And it was such an incredible feeling to just get off the plane and have that kind of fervor, you know, like everyone was so buoyant and just like, it lifts you right up into a special place, you know.
Country's so big there too.
Yeah.
It's huge. You would never think. I mean, I know, for example, not Australia, but if you go to Ireland, I mean, there's something about our country music that they're just like, they'll sing every word of every cut on the album back to you.
Yep. Yeah, we'll be going over there. End of February, early March. Yeah, coming up.
All right. So where in Nashville do you live? Do you live obviously outside of town?
Not too far. I live right in the east side, East Nashville area. It's there's a park across the river from downtown, Shelby Park.
Oh yeah. I know.
And just outside of that park is where
I
I
got you.
live. Yep.
So you got your own place.
Mhm.
So
I have 2 other musicians.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
2 brothers that are
Brothers. Everybody's a brother.
great friends. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
That's cool. That is. Do they play with?
Yeah, the one brother plays bass for the Brothers Osborne.
No kidding.
Yeah, so and the other brother is a brilliant luthier. He repairs and fixes guitars.
You
and
got everything right there. Then.
Yeah, it's.
Can he fix a drum kit?
Right. I haven't tasked him with that yet. I don't want the rent to increase.
Do you so they supply the drum kit for you? You tell them what you want?
Yeah.
Because I know obviously you have your own drum kit, but for you to carry it around everywhere would be rather difficult.
Yeah, that we
and now it's nice to have the roadies.
Yeah, Zach had a kit that he really liked, an older Gretsch kit that he really liked, and he just he was like, man, these are the drum shells I already have. I really love how they sound. I'm open if you want to bring anything else in, and I'm just like, we already got what you like. So as someone that was coming into an already oiled machine a couple of years ago, I was just like, well, if he already likes that, I'll just bring my cymbals, snares that I like.
You can slide in to play pretty much any kit. Because I know there's been shows we've done, we've had to supply a drum kit.
Yeah. So yeah, we bring ours just about everywhere we can.
What's your go-to kit?
I do love Gretsch. It depends. I'm one of those kind of chameleon type people that loves different styles of music. So it depends on what the music is to answer that question. But
yeah, I got you.
I think in any scenario, I love a good Gretsch kit. I love a good Yamaha kit. I think a Yamaha kit would be my choice for recording music. It does, yeah.
But you're doing a good thing. So
far,
you know what I mean.
Yes.
so far, you're blessed. What are your biggest? I hate asking this question. I don't even know why I put it on here. What are your biggest drumming influences, country or otherwise? I always hate asking. So tell me who's your influence?
It's all over the place. Again, there's so a little musical background of mine to preface that answer is I think touring with someone like Zach, where it's all over social media and the industry and all that, I think anybody that meets me through Zach's work thinks like, right, this guy's must be a great country drummer, and I do love playing country music, but I also love, I grew up playing like jazz and soul.
Really?
They like R&B, blues.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah. And like, so to go back to answer what your influences, like I grew up on classic rock, John Bonham, with Led Zeppelin, that was, I would sit and wear those CDs. I'm going to sound old now. Yeah.
No, it's okay.
Wear those CDs out. So they started skipping, and I would just kind of play along with all those albums. And that was kind of like my first classic rock love, that kind of thing. I love Led Zeppelin and John Bonham. Cool.
I had those albums, by the way. So
nice.
Now I'm showing my age. Hey. And now the vinyl's coming back.
Right,
And even today's artists, Zach Top and everybody, they're releasing vinyl.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool. And I know vinyl was really popular this Christmas because everybody's asking. I had friends ask me, I said, what do you want for Christmas? And they went vinyl.
Right.
So I think that's cool. If your younger self was watching you right now, what do you think he'd say?
I don't know if this is going to sound mean.
No,
I genuinely think my younger self would be like,
what are you doing?
Really? Really? You know what I mean? Like it's, it's funny talking to students at the college, for example, they a lot of the questions I get asked are like, how do I prepare myself so that I'm doing what you're doing? Because I would love to do something similar. And I think my answer kind of pisses them off, if I'm being honest. I think it kind of upsets them, to be honest. I just say like, don't skimp out on anything, like don't like, you don't want to do this assignment where you have to transcribe the drum beat or groove that you hear. Well, tough luck. Like I'm asking you to do that for a reason. The same way that I'm asking you to learn songs for a reason.
So if they don't want to take the effort to do that, then why are they even spending time with you?
Well, that's the thing. It's like, I think,
they're there for a reason.
Right. Well, I think there's a lot of this, like, this sort of feeling of like, well, I have a lot of my act together, so therefore I can do these things, X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you can be an incredible musician, but if your character and your work ethic isn't there, it's like, you're not always going to find yourself in those opportunities,
I love it.
So,
yeah. Do you have a favorite city that you've played
so
far? Or just too many?
That's a good question. Yeah, it's too many probably.
And do you know where you are when you arrive?
Sometimes I don't.
I know. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, sometimes.
And it's not just you. It's,
right.
Yeah,
there's times where, we have a schedule and everything,
But you don't worry about that once you're on the bus.
Yeah,
that's somebody else's problem.
I'm more so worried about like, all right, I'm done teaching. I got to get to the airport and catch this flight, wherever. And I'll see on the plane, oh, we're going to Las Vegas. Cool. Or we're going to Seattle, whatever it may be. I think, favorite city. Man, that's a hard one to answer. I think if I had to choose just for the wow factor of it all, it's probably that festival in Australia.
Wow. I don't blame you.
There was something about just showing up to that festival, having never been there, and just have such a raucous reception.
No, I believe it was last summer that you rolled into Syracuse. Was it last summer?
Yeah.
At the AMP.
Yep.
And how cool was that? What was that feeling like for you, knowing you must have known you were coming to Syracuse? And you had the fam there, and I don't know if you had brothers and sisters, but I think you had so many. I saw you come out, and it's just like everybody was like, "There's Nate, there's Nate, there's Nate."
It's such a wild thing. Yeah, I mean that whole weekend was crazy because the night before we were at SPAC.
Yeah,
and I memories of like Dave Matthews Band at SPAC and all, that was like,
and it still happens.
The talk of high school, every single end of the year in high school, it was like, you're going to SPAC, going to SPAC. That was every June.
Yep.
And to be there on the stage, it was like, wow, okay, this is a different thing,
That's so cool.
And then rolling up to Syracuse the next day, I got out of the tour bus and just kind of, the familiar smells, the
lake,
the beautiful breeze of Lake Ontario.
Or the breeze of Lake Ontario is one thing, but that was like on Onondaga
Lake. Onondaga Lake.
And it was a hot day.
Yeah. That was a really hot day.
We thank the good Lord. Lake. Yeah. They've done a lot to get Onondaga Lake cleaned up. But to be honest with you, I know they say you can eat the fish out of there now and this and that, but just knowing what its past is, I'd rather not. And I'm not dissing anything, but I did have to laugh. And it's a story when we did the radio thing and we're backstage and Zach comes out and we're just kind of, shooting the shit and having a great conversation, asked him what he did. And he was talking about shooting hoops and how hot it was. And he goes, then he went for a swim. And I just looked at him and went, dude.
Like, you have this many hours left to live.
Yeah, exactly. He goes, well, it was hot. And I did see a few dead fish on the shore. Okay, Zach. All right. I'll check on you in an hour.
Do you remember the actual show when he said that, like the audible silence in the crowd when he said it was like somebody took the needle off the record,
He what?
Yeah. Like the gasp was just, I just remember hearing the gasp from stage now. I was just kind of thinking.
That's hilarious.
He doesn't know.
He has no idea. But should have talked to his drummer.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you should have warned him, Nate.
Hey.
Just said, I grew up around here and I know what that lake's been through.
So, right. Hey, live to tell the tale, right?
Exactly. What song you never get tired of playing live?
Oh, man. Probably it's a banger. It's I Never Lie.
Yeah.
I love. Yeah, because Zach will
look
starts
up, with you.
Yeah,
right?
Zach will look up at me when he's ready to start the song, and I just do 2 stick clicks. The
boom,
right in. And I think like as soon as the full band comes in, a couple beats later, everybody immediately knows what it is, and just like the
Can
feeling.
You hear the crowd singing back to you?
Oh yeah,
even where you are.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
what kind of
wild.
Feeling is that? I know it's got to be out of this world for Zach. He's up front, he's the front man, but you being back on the drums, I mean, to hear it, does it psych you up still? Does it really pump you up to go, wow, this is awesome?
We played probably if that answer you asked me about my favorite city I've played in Australia was my first answer. If I could give you a second answer for this particular discussion right now, it'd be Houston. We played the Houston Rodeo.
The rodeo
at Reliant Stadium, or whatever that stadium name is, where the Texans play.
Yeah.
But we found out that we sold that night out, and walking out there and kicking off the set and hearing like the couple seconds of delay from where we were in the center of the field.
Oh yeah, because you're right. You're like in the round.
Yeah, so
right?
so it's like as you start playing, you hear yourself and your band, and then about 4 seconds later, you hear the the reaction from the crowd.
That's gotta be so cool.
That was a pretty wild thing, just to sort of.
You're talking about the Houston Rodeo. Do you know that Zach Top is being called the new George Strait?
Oh, I mean,
and dude, and you're a part of that.
Yeah,
so I'm just
it's
I
fun
was reading that today in some show prep I get.
It's fun to, like, it's obviously King George is one of his heroes, but
I can understand.
It's wild to know that, like, those people are also aware of Zach's music as well, and we're actually playing with George this year,
dude.
That's going to be a pretty special.
Now, talking about that a little bit. It is very special. Is there? I mean, George Strait is one, but you've been playing. You're banging on the drums for, of course, Zach Top. But there's other artists that come out as well. And so, I mean, I think Lainey Wilson has been out. And these. Do you ever feel like, oh my God, that's you don't break your stride? I get that, but still, it's like, oh my God. Well, ahead of time who's coming out, though, right?
Yeah, usually once in a while we get pranked or something.
Yeah,
and then it's
like, have you been pranked?
Yeah, a couple times.
Yeah. Do they ever prank you as the drummer?
Not me personally, thankfully.
But Zach,
I feel like that. Yeah, usually.
Well, Zach's the new guy on tour, and he's selling places out, and other artists are going to go, okay, I'm going to get you.
Right. Yeah,
I love that.
He's fun though, man. He takes it so well too. He's somebody who, like, he'll surf the wave being created immediately.
Has anything wild ever happened while you're up there on stage that will stick out? I mean, I imagine you could probably write a book.
Yeah, maybe.
But something that really sticks out in your mind, something happened during a show or something crazy.
I'm trying to think of a good example. There's been all sorts
of
things.
Right?
Yeah, it seems like almost every week during a show, somebody's proposing in the middle of the song. That's always a special thing. Or, like, Zach will see some people hold up signs, these hundreds of signs people holding up, and once in a while he'll see one and he'll read it out loud, and whatever those signs are. Some of them are inappropriate, don't want to share it. But
the bras come up on stage, the panties come up on stage. It's like, all right,
you can think it's probably happened.
No,
which is
I've seen it.
But as far as a special moment, man, nothing jumps out as like a pivotal, like this was crazy. But several things where you're just like, gotta keep going, like it's wild. You never know what to expect.
What do you hope for in the next 5 years?
5 years. Oh wow.
Well, it's like tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll fly by. Next 5 years. I mean, I'm someone that just loves to pour into anything that I'm passionate about, that others are also passionate about. And I've never worked with such a hell-bent, great group of hardworking people that are, like that can just be very focused at the task at hand, and the touring and the rigors of touring. People, I'm sure you understand this too, but, like, the glamorous things you see on tour are only a percentage of everything else that's on tour.
Right. There's a lot of ugly as well.
But through it all, like, it just is a privilege to work with people that are all, head down, work hard. And before we had any kind of crew and people helping us load in gear and set things up,
oh my God,
we were schlepping all that stuff ourselves into this year as well. And
really?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's going to change.
It already has. It already kind of has. But even still, like, earlier this year, we'd open up our buses were pulling trailers of gear before we had semi trucks pulling everything. And the first person to grab cases out of the trailer would be Zach, or it would be our
hands
guitar,
on,
our other guitar, our bass player, or myself, or our steel guitarist. And I think that sort of work hard ethic has always kind of been at the forefront. So I hope that
it pays off,
stays the same over 5 years. And
I think
that same passion.
It's going great now. You said, now you've got the trailers, that you got people that do all that for you.
Yeah.
So
which is also a weird feeling. I'm someone, you know,
go ahead.
I'd say I've always someone like I've been taught to put my toys away when I'm done, you know, so it's weird.
Is it kind of hard to say,
it's weird to get up and be
this.
like, yeah, it is kind of weird. It's a privilege. It's very nice. You know, I'm very grateful for it.
But
I also just want to be like, I can do it.
I got this. I got this.
I did this, you know, I'll pick up after myself, you know? So
how many drumsticks do you usually take on stage with you? Because I mean, you're wailing on those.
Several pairs. Yeah. It's
you ever toss them out?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's all sorts of people that yell for certain things, you know, after the show.
Yeah.
And it's as long as I have sticks.
But they supply all those though.
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay, for the most part. Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Once in a while we'll get low and I'll won't be aware and I'll be like, oh, okay, I'll go out and grab something.
Did Zach throw a holiday party?
This year? I'm trying to remember. Yeah.
I'm just like digging.
We played in Las Vegas.
Were you at the Sphere?
Not the Sphere. No, we were at the MGM Grand.
Still.
Yeah, that arena there, which is a really
special.
That was our first time.
Was that the rodeo?
Yeah, NFR.
Okay. Yes. Yep.
That's a very much a popular hot spot for that. And it's also like, you know, I think a lot of our music is very synonymous with NFR and
absolutely
rodeo.
100%.
We've done several rodeos. Yeah. We'll still do rodeo.
Well, Zach, didn't he ride?
Yeah.
Wasn't he a rider back in the day?
A little bit. Yeah. He was someone, he was like, man, the best way he puts it, when if he's playing or talking about the next song he's going to play is like, yeah, you know, I grew up in Washington State and dad owns a livestock commission company and, you know, worked with cattle. And I wasn't the best cowboy, but I figured I might as well just sing about it, you know, and that's
cool.
kind of his way to answer that.
Yeah. So. I don't know if you can see this, but he's got the livestock. Nate has the livestock commission jacket on that. That is Zach Top's family's company, correct?
Yep.
That is so cool.
Yeah. I didn't even realize I had the jacket on.
No, I like it. Immediately my mind went to Yellowstone. Yeah. Because of the livestock commission.
Yep.
But that is so cool. That is so cool. You know, being from West Genesee, Central New York, this is home to you.
Mm-hmm.
Nashville's home to you. So what would you tell somebody that wants to do what you have done? What kind of advice would you give this person?
Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Yeah. The best thing I ever did was just go try, you know. Were you always the quiet one? You know what I mean? I'm sure people will give me crap if I say the wrong answer here. I think I, for the most part, you weren't a hellraiser. No. Okay. No. Okay. I would raise hell by default if things got crazy throughout the night during a show or whatever. But I was never the one causing the commotion. Exactly. I would join in happily along the way. But yeah, no, my if I could give any advice to anybody, I think it takes a lot of sacrifice. But you gotta be willing to do that. Yeah. And you have to be willing to know that it's not gonna show up overnight. You know. And how do you accept change? You know, we're at a point where there's a lot of change going on. Oh yeah. Whether, you know, from the musician standpoint, from the actual artist standpoint. We're working with AI now. I know with radio, with what I do, there's a lot of AI stuff going on. How do you handle all that? I just try and not think about it. Let it take over my brain. That's exactly. I mean, when I'm not touring with Zach or teaching or gigging, I'll do work in the studio. I'll record, and sometimes not just for artists or musicians, but sometimes for music licensing. Oh, that's right. I'll record for television ads and stuff. Gotcha. And several of those that have ended up getting picked out and put up. So that's like an extra paycheck for you. It's like putting gas in the truck. It can be, and it can be. That's cool. Better than that. That's cool. I love that. Which is nice. Yeah, but doing that, you work with producers in that licensing that speak of AI with anxiety and disdain sometimes, because they're like, man, you can just plug in an idea and get all these songs out of it. And, see, that's not right. And you know, we're people that are pouring hours and days and weeks into a track that may not get chosen.
Yeah.
And I think back to the thing about advice, like you would give, it's like my sort of thought process is like, well, man, if I spun that a different way, there are musicians that didn't go to school, didn't invest in music school, that are on nationally touring circuits for the last couple decades. And I don't look at that and be like jealous and weird. You know, I just think of it as like, great, that worked for them. I'm like, I know that if I work hard and the right things show up at the right times, and I'm not afraid to go for it, you know, and then I think that kind of mentality will always kind of keep you above water. That's my honest thought of it.
No, I like that. I like that a lot. When it comes to AI, I'm not going to get into it real heavily here, but because we all know it can be a really touchy subject. But from the radio standpoint, I don't agree with what it's doing with the music.
Yeah, it can be,
because I've listened to some stuff and I've gone, oh, well, no way.
Yeah.
And then, but for radio, whether it's writing commercial copy, if I need ideas, that's when I dig in and go, I need another word for whatever, or I want this to sound more exciting, and I just, maybe I'm having a brain fart, and then that's when I use it.
Yeah.
Or even to draw some graphics, it's pretty good. But I have to be careful with that too.
Sure. So, yeah, I mean, so it's right there. It's right there.
Quickly, before I let you go, some of the big TV shows you've been on, were you on?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what's that like to watch?
Jimmy Fallon was, that was a fun,
kind of where I was going.
It was kind of, that was in the middle of tour. Also, we played in New York like the next night after that.
So you were there.
So we were there, but we
saw that.
That's a, oh, did you? Yeah, that was a special experience, kind of having, and it was funny, you know, the way that Jimmy was very cordial and friendly with us. He came right in and he's like, man, guys, I'm sorry, I dragged a whole bunch of hillbillies up from Tennessee for the night. Like, we're like, man, whatever.
No, he's funny like that.
He was a good, he was a really nice guy. And it was also, you know, going back about how I have interest in other styles of music too. I'm a huge fan of his band, The Roots.
Yeah, exactly.
It's an incredible band.
And those late night bands are incredible, whether it's Kimmel, whether it's Fallon or Stephen Colbert.
Right.
I mean, it's just, they're just tight.
They're
good.
Awesome.
And every once in a while, you see another musician in there going, wait a minute, that's so-and-so from so-and-so.
Some of, I've got a couple of homies that work at Colbert, you know, and then it's like, it's funny to talk to them about when guest artists show up and play, because they're like, man, I thought I knew who they were, and then they started playing, and I was like, wow, all right, now, you know, so it's a cool feeling to be, you know, welcomed into that whole world for the night, you know.
Absolutely love that, man. It's been great seeing you, my friend.
Thanks, man.
You know, West Genesee grad, moved to Nashville in 2012, and life is good. Yeah. Life is good. But Nate, seriously, thank you so much for hanging out and pulling the curtain back on what it's really like playing drums for artists like Zach Top. And also, I mean, studio stuff and all that on the side too.
It's a privilege, man. And you have no idea where it can take you.
So do you, when I see you have a Syracuse shirt on today, but you wear that around and people go, Syracuse.
Oh yeah.
And they go, well, we don't watch the basketball anymore, or, you know, football, you guys need to rebuild. But
right. Yeah. I get a lot of flack on tour for my support of the Buffalo Bills, for example.
Well, they got a big game tomorrow.
Yes,
but I don't. Yeah, exactly.
But, you know, it's always entertaining when we roll up into a town. It feels like anywhere outside of New York now. But I'll roll up into a town, and Zach will introduce the band. He's like, from the great state of New York, and then there's usually greeted by thousands of boos. Yeah, he's like, he's a big supporter of the Bills, and the boos amplify, you know. And then
could be worse. Could be the Giants. Could be the
Then I'll have 10 seconds to play a little drum solo or something and try and win people's trust back over. You know, but yeah, man, a lot of love for West Genesee. My teachers there. We talked about Nick Barada. Mike Stack. Nick's another one. He's my main drum teacher. I have to give him a shout out because
absolutely
he's been
here. You are
a focal point in my life.
Yeah,
you know, so
made a big difference.
Very grateful.
Yeah, you should be, and I know you are, and just proof that hometown work ethic still matters, and that staying locked in, staying humble, and staying ready can take you a long way. And that's exactly what you've done. Make sure you catch Zach Top live and pay attention to the guy driving the group from the back of the stage. It's him. I'm pointing the wrong way because the TV, but it's him. It's so cool. And here's the deal. You know the story behind it now. You can go, hey, I saw it on Skip Happens. It was so cool. I listened to the whole thing. And if you like this episode, do me a favor, hit subscribe and share it with a music fan or a drummer who needs a little motivation. This guy can do it. And check out past episodes of the Skip Happens podcast. Nate Felty, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
Dude, I'm just so proud. I cannot say this enough that every time I see Zach Top, whether it's television, something's going on, there's a video, and there you are. And I go, West Genesee, baby. West Genesee. That's what it's about.
Go Cats.
Go Cats. Wildcat. You played soccer. I mean, I'm jumping around here. But So, big sport. But, now here you are. So, Nate Felty, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Skip.